Welcome to the High School Huddle. My name is Brandon Chapman. I'm joined by Ryan Aber. He's the lead prep writer for the Oklahoman. And it's the first week of high school football playoffs, which get underway this Friday. So let's preview Class A. Ryan, who do you feel like is the favorite in this class?
Well, I think you'd have to go with Oklahoman just because they've done it before. They've won the last two titles in this. Some of the other teams that are up there among the top two or three are teams that maybe haven't been there at least recently in this class. So I'd have to give the edge to the Whippets.
Whippets, gotta love that. Who do you feel like is a potential sleeper team in this bracket?
That's sort of tough to call any of these teams sleeper teams because you've got Oklahoman, you've got that great district that includes Tonkawa, Woodland, Morrison, teams that have tradition. You've got, I think probably the sleeper right now would be a team like Commerce, who's been just as dominant as Glenpool defensively and shutting out opponents, but really don't get a whole lot of recognition just because they're sort of tucked up in that corner. And also maybe a team like Dewar, who has a great player like Ronell Lewis, the OU commit, but sometimes gets overshadowed.
Well, when you look at this bracket, who do you feel like might have the toughest road to make the finals?
Well, I think it's hard to overlook the road that Oklahoman is going to have to face. They're going to face a 7-3 with Tonga team in the first round, which is a better team than probably the most number one seeds have to go up against. I think they get by that, but in the second round they're going to play the winner of Hinton, Velma Alma. Velma Alma, obviously a team that has a lot of tradition. Hinton turned in a great season this year. There's a chance that they could play Woodland probably in the next round. And then if they're fortunate enough to get by that, oh yeah, you got to play either Tonkawa, Ringling, or those Dewar Dragons.
That sounds pretty
tough.
And
that's not even including a finals matchup against whoever wins the bottom half of that bracket.
That sounds like quite the gauntlet for those guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough road for the Whippets to win 3.
All right, well, it's prediction time. Give me a championship game matchup and a champion.
Well, I said it would be a tough road for the Whippets, but I'm going to take the Whippets. I think they're good enough to get through that. Last year, they struggled early in the season, came together late, and made a run at a second consecutive title. This year, they really haven't struggled as much. I think they sort of roll through. I think they're good enough to beat either Hinton or Velma Alma. I think they're good enough to beat Woodland, although Woodland is a team that has every chance of winning a state championship. I believe that was the matchup last year for the title. And, I think they're good enough to get by anybody in this class.
All right, Ryan. Well, we appreciate your expertise. Thank you for watching this playoff edition of the High School Huddle on the Dodge Sports Desk. Tune in next week as we preview week 2 of the high school playoffs.